What are the best valves for installing swimming pool systems? When I get asked questions like this, usually the way I like to answer is, what would I do if this were my pool? If this were my pool, I'm going to install Jandy diverter valves. I think most pool professionals would agree with the statement that Jandy makes the gold standard for valves for swimming pool installations. I know I would certainly agree with that statement after 30 plus years of working on swimming pools. I definitely go to Jandy valves anytime I'm looking for quality for a swimming pool installation. There are other valve options. Am I saying that in fact Jandy are the only good valves that you can get for swimming pools? Not at all. There's actually a ton of really great options for valves, even similar stuff to what you see coming from Jandy in terms of diverter valves for T's or straight valves or check valves. You could get these from other manufacturers as well, like Pentair and Hayward and Lasco and Prayer and Spears, and there's all kinds of different manufacturers of valves that are perfectly acceptable options for use in swimming pool systems. But if you were to nail my feet to the floor and ask me which ones are the best and which ones would you use, swimming pool Steve, I would be honest if I said I would use Jandy valves. Let's take a look at some different Jandy valve options here so you can understand the different things that you can be using for installing your swimming pool equipment. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different options. So this is a straight valve right here. And all this means is that the water's going to go in one way and exit the other. And that's it. That's all these things do. This shape, this style of valve is called a diverter valve or a diverter valve body. So this is a straight diverter valve. Here's a very common valve that you would see for swimming pool installations. This is a T shape, notably, but it's also the diverter valve body. So this would be a diverter T. You have a straight valve and you have a T valve. Both are diverters. Straight diverters and T diverters make up 99% of the different valves that you're going to actually use for installing swimming pool equipment. There's maybe one more that we should mention, and that would be a check valve. A check valve is a one-way valve. In this case, the water pushes a flapper open and travels in this direction. But if it tried to go in this direction, it simply can't. The flapper seals closed and does not allow water to travel in the other direction. So what would you use a check valve for in a swimming pool system? Well, there's a couple of different reasons why you might use one of these, but anytime that you need to stop the water from being able to flow backwards through the system. A really common example might be, let's say you have a heater, a very expensive component for your equipment pad, but you also have an erosion feeder. This erosion feeder is what you would load chlorine pucks into, and it slowly feeds it into your pool system for you. But when you turn your pump off, all of that concentrated chlorine could flow backwards through your closed loop plumbing system into your heater. If that happened, it's almost certainly going to reduce the service life of your heater, and probably by a lot. Enter a check valve, specifically a corrosion resistant check valve by Jandy. This will stop all of the chlorinated water from flowing backwards and potentially damaging your heater or other peripheral pool equipment. So when I'm building a swimming pool system, I like to use diverter valves specifically. Again, they come from different manufacturers and I'm sure they're all great. I like the Jandy brand myself, and a real advantage of a diverter body versus any other style of valve like a gate valve or a ball valve is you can automate these. That's one of the main advantages of using valves like this, is that you can add automation. So if you want to build a pool, you want to do it one time and you want to do it right, choose Jandy valves for your swimming pool. Straight diverted Jandy valves, T-diverter Jandy valves, and of course, don't forget a check valve. I hope you found this information helpful, and if you did, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.